What is up? My name is Douglas Nyback. This is DNA. Today I'm going to be doing a breakdown of Stephanie Hsu's audition for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is a masterful audition. The movie is phenomenal. And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to get into it and then we'll talk about it after and during. Okay, bye. Okay, here we go.
It's you. You're Juju Tabuti.
That's exactly right, Michelle.
Okay. Oh man, TikTok's gonna hate me because I just always stop it right away, and TikTok's always like, "Whoa, why don't you just let me watch some of the movie, guy?" And I'm like, I will. Movement out of the gate, just out of the gate. This is a woman who is like her own sound effects. This is a person who is connected to her body. She is confident in her choices. I'm eating out of the palm of her hand already. And this is not like a majorly huge, big, bold choice. Nobody's like, whoa, nobody's ever moved their hand before. But there's something about just watching an actor who's completely in command of herself in the opening frames that just makes me immediately, I'm like, she's in my movie. That is my movie. I'm watching my movie. That means that from this point forward, this is Stephanie's audition to lose. This might seem like a small thing, but if you begin in a trepidatious way, then we don't have that feeling. And then you don't have as much time left with us to watch the whole thing.
Don't call me that. I'm your mother. It's you. It's been you this whole time. You're the reason my daughter doesn't call anymore. Why she dropped out of college, gets tattoos. You're why she thinks she's gay.
Oh! Woo! Woo!
Physically active during listening. There's a couple of things that happen here. So one, just not shutting off while the other person has a monologue. I literally know actors who will in their own auditions, they will cross out dialogue that other characters have just so they can get to their talking faster. And this is a perfect example of why you should never friggin' do that, because you can be captivating through the dialogue of others. And that's what she does here. Also, I gotta say, out of the gate here, she breaks some rules. I've spoken plenty on this channel and in my online courses about using the frame, making sure that the camera has your eyes. If the camera doesn't see it, it didn't happen. That's true and it's not. There's always places to break those rules. And in this case, she goes profile, profile, profile. She's living in the wings for huge swaths of this while she's listening. And then she comes in scooping us with a huge choice in that she does into this next moment. It's captivating. I have no idea what she's going to do next. And I've seen the movie. I know what's happening. Just like the creatives know what's happening. They have read the script. They wrote the script. They created this. They know what comes next, but nobody knows what comes next right now in her behavior. And that's what great auditions are all about. Let's keep going.
Ooh, you're still hung up on the fact that I like girls in this world, Michelle. The universe. Sorry. The universe is so much bigger than you even realize.
The willingness to take time. No actor that you've ever admired is afraid of silence. So many actors audition while apologizing for being alive, for taking up space. This is a woman who is taking up space. She seems profoundly confident with this. And we don't know. Maybe she was. Maybe there wasn't an ounce of fear in her. To me, I see a tremendous amount of courage. Somebody who's up for one of the biggest roles that she may ever do. And she has the courage to close her eyes, deny the audience her eyes. We talked about this in the Rachel McAdams tape. When you are willing to take that risk, to deny the audience your eyes and come back, giving us something, making us wonder what happened when I didn't have access to your thoughts. That's tremendously courageous. And she is, in my opinion, acting with a tremendous amount of courage and bravery here.
Okay, look, I'll be out of this universe in a bit, I was just coming in to check in on something.
Dirty up the text. False start, stop, stutter. She was, for all we know, just thinking about what the is my line? We don't know. The audience never knows what you're thinking. They only know that you are thinking, and watching her struggle for whatever that was, whether it was just a moment that she was playing through that she had previously prepared, or she was actually searching for the line. We don't know. We can't know. It doesn't matter, because what she did do was have the courage to have that moment in the frame. I have literally had conversations with casting directors where they have told me, they've sat in on my classes, and they straight up always say they would rather watch you struggle to find the line than stop, call cut on yourself, and start over. Have the courage to struggle on camera, and she has that here. Whether it's the character struggling or her struggling to remember what to say, we don't know, and it doesn't matter. We only know that it's captivating. The difference between an intermediate level actor and an advanced level actor. An intermediate level actor will be like, I f***ed up, and they'll stop. An advanced level actor is like, this is great. Let's find this. Let's play with this. Who knows what's going to happen next?
Don't make me fight you. I'm really, really good.
I don't believe you. Say that again.
Don't make me fight you.
I don't believe you. Say it again.
I'm really, really good.
I don't believe you!
Okay, I don't know if this was scripted or not. I haven't seen the audition sides. To me, this feels like from the reaction of casting is laughing, which is like a wonderful thing. She's made a choice here to like actually stop the reader and say it again. I don't know if this is in the sides. To me, it feels so authentic that it doesn't matter, but it feels to me like it was a choice that she made. And the way that they're responding, it feels like they're being given something they haven't seen before. Either way, I think it's just tremendously well done. Actors often get caught giving what I call house of cards performances, which is that like you build it a certain way. And if it happens perfectly that way, and you get everything that you need and nothing throws you, then the take is perfect. But if anything goes wrong, the whole thing collapses. That is not what happens here. She's getting positive feedback in the room, and on set, people aren't allowed to laugh when you're in the middle of a take. It ruins the take. But in an audition like this is a beautiful thing. It's like casting and whoever is on the other side of the table being like, we're on your side, we're on your side. You're crushing it. They're having the response you want the audience to have. But this could very easily throw an actor, and it doesn't throw her at all. She picks up that energy and she plays with it further, and it galvanizes her as the audition continues. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. Friggin' love it. This is captivating. I'm the biggest fan of this, and let's keep going.
Okay, look, let me help you, open up your mind, yeah? Open it up.
Look how big and free she is being. It's so easy to feel limited by this frame. She's in her body. She's not afraid to be physically bigger. I've said it before. I'll say it again. No performance you have ever admired could be labeled small. She's not spazzing out with the face. She's not blowing out her frame. And she's moving. She's in her body. She's an entire holistic nervous system telling the story, not just a brain floating on a disconnected meat sack. It's wonderful. It's freeing. It is utterly necessary for the character. It's freaking great.
Open up your mind, yeah? Open it up. Slide your fingers into mine. Don't look so sad.
And here we do get set up in a little bit of a tighter shot. She brings this into a performance style that's much more geared towards the close-up. We're going to see that as we go forward here. They end up playing music here. I would assume that this music wasn't playing when they were doing the audition, but it honestly might have been. They give her some curveballs. It's interesting as a tool in teaching class. Sometimes I'll play music as two actors are doing a scene that would mirror the music that would be playing under the scene, and it can be a great exercise. It's kind of a sidebar. Hopefully it's helpful to you. But it helps flesh things out, and it fills the silence, which makes actors less afraid of silence and less afraid of taking time. So it's a really cool exercise. And I mean, anyway, it adds to our experience of this. And it's possible that they're playing in the room. I don't know.
A bagel. I got bored one day. Like really, really bored. And put everything on a bagel.
They punch in. This is where we get into the meat and potatoes. The whole thing has been meat and potatoes, but like that close-up, can you or can you not do this in a close-up? Can you do it and bring the same amount of life and energy into a smaller frame where less goes into keeping the frame alive and active and more goes into thought process? And she crushes it. In an audition, it's great to have the camera person there. In a self-tape, you don't have that. So this is where you need to understand how you manipulate your own coverages. No one's there to zoom for you. This is where you need to be taking a step in front of your mark to put yourself into a close-up. You have the power to put yourself into this exact same frame. This is an important thing. Almost every audition that you watch punches into a close-up.
All my hopes and dreams, my old report cards, Every breed of dog, every last personal ad on Craigslist, sesame, poppy seed, salt.
And yet there's still movement. She's not blowing out the frame. There's still movement.
And it collapsed in on itself.
We punch in even more.
Because you see, Mother, when you really put everything on a bagel, it becomes the truth.
Note too, throughout all of this, her ether thought is happening within the frame. For me, I always tell my actors, get used to taking thought off of your reader's shoulders. You're going to be talking to the reader in general. In this case, you're my reader, right? I'm talking directly down the lens of the camera, which you're not going to do in an audition. Don't look directly into the camera unless you're specifically asked to. But ether thought, all of these things that she's figuring out, she's putting them in a place where the camera does still give access to it. We've talked about her taking it into the wings and breaking that plane. She does, but she doesn't live the vast majority of the audition in a place where she's taking her eyes out of the frame. There is so much technical control here as she's making sure the audience, i.e. casting, the people who are filming this, because this is going to be going to the people in the room, but also whoever else is producing that isn't here. They need to see this and they need to be able to see her thought process. It's not a small thing. Okay, you have reached 11:11, which is the magical time where I thank you for being here. I have a bunch of online acting courses called the Foundations Program that teaches you everything you need to know to craft a bookable audition, from getting the material all the way to getting it up on camera and having it be bookable. That's available at my website, dnyback.com, or put them all up on my Patreon. So this is the most cost-effective way to get access to all those courses. Just subscribe to the Patreon, and they're all available to you. My goal with the Patreon is to flood people with value, with behind-the-scenes stuff, with like access to one-on-one coaching, with bloopers, with extra content, with blog posts, with all sorts of stuff is on there. Also, anybody who comments and subscribes down below is entered into winning one of those foundation programs for free. Each class is $75 a pop if you're not subscribing to the Patreon. So 5 of those, you can do the math. It's a pretty good deal. Free is always a good deal. So use 1111 in your comment. Okay, cool. I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe. Let's get back into the audition.
No, Joy, you don't believe that.
Nothing fucking matters.
The kindness that she's bringing to this extremely dire concept. This conversation is a conversation between her and her mother. It's the climax of the movie. And she's bringing such kindness and compassion to it. Such a fascinating way to approach this concept of nothing matters. And it feels so truthful. And yet it is such a bold choice.
Then all the pain and guilt you feel for having failed me.
And here we see starting to bleed into it more of the bitterness. Compassion hasn't gone away, but we're seeing the life experience of the performer, of Stephanie, of who she is. We're seeing the darkness that this concept elicits within her starting to bleed into the performance, creating conflict for the hero. And she's providing conflict for the hero. She understands her job. She understands the assignment.
Sucked into the bagel.
Can you sing Sucked into the Bagel?
Sucked into the bagel.
I love that they gave her this note. Again, we go back to, if this was a House of Cards performance, self-consciousness floods in. Oh, I'm instead she's like, yeah. The willingness of the actor to just roll with what's given to her. Understanding that my creativity meets your creativity. Together, we collaborate to create the piece of art that is a film. You collaborate with everybody. The willingness to collaborate that she has in this audition, to me as a producer, would make me be like, this is the exact woman that we want to have on set every day as we create this movie. And singing is vulnerable. Most people only sing in the shower. They will literally be born, live an entire life, and die only ever singing in the shower. Her willingness to do this is no small act of courage. I have tremendous admiration for her willingness to do this.
Sucked in to the bagel.
She's also a pretty good singer.
That's a bad song.
And then she's kind of in control of how it all ends, right? She decides to communicate. All right, cool. It's done. I can do it again. But then she laughs and she elicits the response from casting, for the people on the other side of the table. They laugh as well because now they're all a part of it. This audition wasn't just something that she did for them. It became something that they all did together. And why wouldn't I want to hire that woman? Why wouldn't I want to hire her? I already feel like we're collaborating. What a beautiful lesson for actors to learn, to experience this level of creativity, of bravery, of choices, of physical embodiment, emotional connection, life in the frame, understanding how a close-up works and how to exist within it, how to give the camera your ether thought when and how to break the rules, and how to collaborate in the room to create art, not just present a product to the people who are in a position to hire you and change your life forever. I am such a huge fan of Stephanie, and I'm such a huge fan of this audition, and I really, really appreciate you watching it with me. So I hope that you got as much from watching this audition as I did. I hope you leave this video excited for your next audition to come in so that you can start applying some of these concepts, freeing yourself up, bringing the concept of collaboration into your process, even if all you're doing is a tape, it's just you and a reader. Understanding that like you are still collaborating on an art form with the people who are casting. They're just not in the room with you yet. You're not alone in this process. This audition is such a beautiful reminder of all of those things and of just how effortless you can make something look that probably took a lot of courage to perform. Great actors work very hard to make it look easy, and she is a great actor, and that is exactly what she did. Thank you so much for being here. As always, let me know if you have any questions, comments, confusions, or complaints down in the comments, and go be people.